Hello, welcome to Switched On, Paul speaking, and we're going to be looking at a new game that's just come out on the Nintendo Switch, and one I've been waiting for quite a while. Looking forward to this one. It's RetroMania Wrestling. This comes from the guys at RetroSoft. Been following them for months and months and months as they do their development blogs on YouTube and stuff. Really, really good guys. This is, as I say, just come out on the Nintendo Switch. Came out yesterday, Tuesday the 30th of March. And it's set you back $30 and £22 something in the UK, or it is on sale at the moment, so it's $25 and about £18. This, if you're not aware, this is a follow-up, the official sequel to WrestleFest, the old WWF arcade game from back in the 90s. Or was it 80s even, maybe, probably. And they actually got they spoke to the company that owned the license for the original game and got the official tag of the official sequel. So you'll see why. It's a very similar sort of gameplay. Let's have a quick flick through some of the options. Really recommend here in the video options putting on player rings. It's disabled by default. Put on player rings, you'll see why a little bit later, but that really helps. Audio, you can adjust your audio settings here. The game does have commentary. Well, that's a bit sort of repetitive, but it suits the kind of arcade style quite nicely. It's got Ian Riccaboni and not sure who the other person is. Maybe Colt Cabana doing the commentary. If you know your indie wrestling, you'll know those names. Controls, pretty straightforward. We'll go through those as we do some gameplay. And talking of gameplay, here's the gameplay menu. You can change your difficulty setting when the wrestlers get a second wind, whether they start with any momentum, the match length and grapple assist, which I recommend leaving enabled, at least until you get used to the game. When the game launched on Steam a couple of weeks back, it didn't have any grapple assist at all, and people were really struggling how to figure out how to play the game. Just expecting it to be sort of button mashing like the old arcade game, but it isn't. It's more timing based. So they quickly added in this grappling assist, and that's really helped. So the modes of the game, we've got a story mode, where you start as Johnny Retro, just coming back from injury, and you play through the story and sort of deciding how you progress through that. It's a short story, but worth playing. £10 of gold is kind of like the ladder arcade mode, I suppose. Start off at the bottom with some easy fights, and you work you up to fight Nick Aldis there for the belt, the £10 of gold belt, the NWA belt. And yeah, it's a bit like the old WrestleFest arcade, the Saturday night's main event mode, where you kind of just face ever increasingly difficult opponents until you win the belt. It's got the Retro Rumble, which is like the Royal Rumble mode back from WrestleFest, which is absolutely awesome. We'll have a look at that. And we've also got the Versus mode. So let's start here. Let's have a look at the match types. We've got straight up singles match, so one-on-one. We've got a three-way match, four-way, tag team, six-man tag, so three-a-side, 8-man tag, and you've also got these rules as well. So you can have a time limit, you can have a cage match with the old blue steel bars from back in the 80s, or a more modern sort of chain link cage. You can choose a Falls Count Anywhere match, so you can pin wrestlers outside of the ring. You can choose whether there's a count out or not, and whether the AI fight each other, which some people do like to do. They sort their own federations out and let the AI fight each other in Fire Pro and those sort of games, so nice to have that included here. But we're just going to show off a straight up singles match. This is the roster. Run through these quickly. We've got Hulk and the Animal from the original WrestleFest game, and obviously from WWF back in the day, Legion of Doom or Road Warriors, depending what federation they were in, where you remember them from. But it's great to have them involved. I believe they're both passed away now, so apologies if they're not, but that's my understanding, which is really sad, obviously. We've got Johnny Retro from a lot of these wrestlers now from the indie scene. We've got Johnny Retro, Stevie Richards, Nick Aldis, Nikita Koloff, Hollywood Nova, and Blue Meanie, also from the Blue World Order from WWF back in the 90s. Also got Matt Cardona and Brian Myers, who have recently been released from WWE as it is now. Zack Ryder, and I always forget what Brian Myers was called, which is not great, but they were recently in the WWE, so it's great to have them involved. But they're very heavy on the indie scene now. Got Zack Sabre Jr., who's a British wrestler, who's really good. Warhorse, Colt Cabana, as I say, who's also doubles up as a commentator. Very big name on the indie scene. Got Austin Idol, Jeff Cobb, and Tommy Dreamer, who wrestling fans might know from ECW. He's a very big ECW name when that was a popular federation back in the day. So let's go with... who shall we go with? Let's go with Colt Cabana. and we will take on, let's add in a computer opponent. Let's add in Zack Ryder or Matt Cardona as he is on here. We go to the ring selection. There's 17 rings, is that? 17 different rings. They're going to be adding more sort of wrestlers and rings, I believe, over the coming months. But a nice selection for now. You might recognise this ring here, the RetroMania ring from WrestleFest. 30 years ago. Is it really 30 years ago? That's awful. So long. But yeah, lots of different rings. So that's really cool. I mean, the amount of sprite work that's gone into this game is just absolutely phenomenal. You know, like the move sets for the wrestlers and all these rings. Absolutely awesome. Let's have a fight in the House of Hardcore. Get these nice ring introductions for each wrestler. They've got their own sort of ring announcements as well, which is really cool. Which again, got back in the day on WrestleFest. So they tried to bring over as much of that feeling of that game as possible. And you'll recognise a lot of the animations as well from that game that are in this one as well. So here's the introductions.
For one fall and has no time limit. Introducing first, from Chicago, Illinois, Colt Boom Boom Cabana. And his opponent, the host of the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast, always ready, Matt Cardona.
So that's a nice little touch to have the ring introductions. Obviously skippable as well. So the moves, let's talk about how this game works. We've got 3 moves, light, medium and heavy. Light's on the Y button, medium on the B button, heavy on the A button. And you can also do Irish Whip or run with the X button. Now you see in the top left hand corner next to our portrait, we've got a little, the yellow bar is obviously our health, quite straightforward, but the red bar is like a momentum meter. And at the minute, my bar on the left hand side is in the L range, which means I can only do light moves. So I've got to work on my light moves to eventually get that bar into the M section, which lets me then do medium moves on the B button, and so on. So when I get into the H area, I can then do heavy moves, and sort of towards the end of the match. So you're mainly trying to sort of do light moves, punches, kicks, that kind of thing, until you get your bar filled up, and then you can start doing some heavier moves. And you see already, there was a couple of animations from WrestleFest, spinning back elbow and that drop kicks from WrestleFest. Now, if you try and do a move that you're not got your momentum bar in, you will just get it automatic reverse. You just see that it said low momentum, and I lost that. Oh, good elbow from Cardona, and I lost the grapple. So, and you can send the wrestlers into the ropes with the X button, as I say, but you can also now hold up and down. As I'm getting absolutely brutalised here, as Matt Cardona's got his finisher up, you can see his flashing pink bar on the right hand side. So you see that if you hold down or up, you can send the wrestlers into the ring post, which you never used to be able to do on WrestleFest. So that's one of the nice additions in modern, a bit of a modern twist on it. But as I say, the amount of frames of animation in these sprites is just absolutely crazy. Each wrestler must have taken so long just to get all of their moves in. And you see there that diagonal lay, that means wrestlers kind of tired. Again, that's from WrestleFest back in the day. I'm not playing very well here. I'm just trying to spam medium and heavy moves when I shouldn't be. Cardona, let's see if we can rescue this. When you get the obviously the button mashing prompt in the side, that's when you need to mash. That means both wrestlers pick the same move at the same time. Obviously, different directions as well, up, down, left, right, different moves. So you've got a fair selection of moves to choose from. Go for a cheeky pin. I think we're going to be able to kick out of. Certainly won't kick out of that power drive. And again, that's from back in the day. We'll let Matt have that one. So that's a single match. As I say, we'll have a look at the Retro Rumble. I would like a little bit more after that versus match there. I'd like something after it. Just sort of very quickly goes back to the main title screen here, which is okay, but I would like a little bit of a flourish at the end. Maybe some stats or something like that would be quite nice. Or even if they could work in a scoring system and have a high score table, give it sort of that arcade feel. That would be cool. But Yeah, so that's a single mode. You can play that obviously against another person locally. There's no online mode in this. Let's have a look at the Rumble. So let's take on one of the veterans from WrestleFest. Let's go with Animal. And let's play it in the retro ring to get that real WrestleFest vibe.
Welcome to the Retro Rumble!
So 16 wrestlers in the ring at the same time. They come in every sort of 10-20 seconds or so. The idea is to chuck everybody over the top rope. Zack Sabre Jr. is coming in next. Chuck everyone over the top rope or pin them. And it can get really chaotic. So that's why I sort of said earlier on in the options, make sure you turn on the player ring. You can see the green ring under my wrestler belt. Oh, Warhorse cleaning house. Who's this coming in? Nikola Koloff, is this? So you can get them by the ropes and do that body slam over the top rope. If you can wear them down enough. Doing alright at the moment. There's also the R button. The R shoulder button lets you do a taunt. I'll try that in a sec. Who else will come in? Jeff Cobb. So you can see things get pretty hectic pretty quickly. You can see there the R button taunt just helps fill your momentum meter. Nick Aldis gets ready to come in. Oh, that's a press by Animal. How many have we got in the ring at the minute? We've got 8 in the ring. So I think there's a maximum of 8 in the ring, possibly. How many have we got in there? I've lost where I am now. I'm up there. I can't count how many we've got. Look, we've got 8 UI elements around the outside, but oh, nearly chucked Jeff Cobb out at the top of the screen. Let's try again. There we go. Chucked out Nick Aldis, I think that was. Nice gut wrench suplex by Animal. Another power slam. Oh, need to be closer to the ropes. Is that the Blue Meanie coming in next? Doing alright at the moment. Tommy Dreamer's in there, you can see. Let's see if we can get something over Jeff Cobb. Oh! Move that was. Blue Meanie's got us over on the left hand side. See if we can get rid of him. Oh. What we're down to? We're down to 7 at the moment in the ring. Bulldog from the Blue Meanie. Here comes Brian Myers. One thing you can't do from WrestleFest back in the day if you played that is you can't all pile onto a pin, which I think a lot of fans have complained about. And hopefully they're going to add it in. If you don't remember, when you pin someone, everybody else could jump on as well and really make sure that pin stuck. What are we down to now? We're down to 6. Here comes Hollywood Nova. Make it. Oh, it is the 6 is Hollywood Nova, and he's immediately gone for me. Being pinned. Oh, here comes Hulk. My teammate. Got a pin. Yes, got rid of Johnny Retro. My teammate chased me around the ring. Leave me alone. Oh, that was a good move on Brian Myers. See if I can chuck him over the top rope. No, he's whipped me in for the ropes. Not doing too bad. Got about half health, and my momentum's in the medium moves. But currently on the receiving end. Now our teammates piling in on us. Let's get out of the way and let's get that momentum back up. Do a momentum taunt. Blue Meanie. See if we can get him out. Chuck him out. Ah, let's get him up again. Or pin him. Should be able to pin the Blue Meanie, bottom left hand corner. He's gone. Oh, run straight into Matt Cardona. He nearly chucked us out. Oh, we chopped Matt Cardona out, so there's another one gone. We've got Hollywood Nova here. He needs to be pinned. Come on, ref. He's gone. Who's this coming in? Is that Colt Cabana? You may be able to hear the commentary in the background. It's quite repetitive, but again, you know, it kind of lends itself to that arcade feel. Don't mind that too much. Oh, big power driver there from me in the middle of the ring. Oh, can't get the pin done. I think this is it in terms of numbers that are going to be in this Rumble. So, oh, I nearly got chucked out by, was it Stevie Richards? Myers has gone. Oh, big clothesline on Tommy Dreamer. Getting the big pin on Tommy Dreamer. Kicks out at 2. Down to 5 left, and I'm tired. Oh, a sleeper from Animal. Brutal. Home teammate. Alright. 2 can play that game. See if I can pin my teammate and get him out. No. Oh, sleeper from Tommy Dreamer. I need to get someone near the ropes over here. Kick them out. Power driver from Tommy Dreamer. I'll pile on for the pin. No. Oh no, and I'm tired. Laying diagonally, that means I'm in trouble. Another press. But again, it's not getting anyone out. Another press on Colt Cabana. Let these 4 duke it out. I'll get some rest. I don't know what the point of these saving pins is. Oh, great move by Dreamer. That was his finisher, I think. Oh, big clothesline from me. Oh, I think I got eliminated in all that melee. I think I got eliminated. Oh, so I finished top 3. Or top 4. And you see you get the scoreboard. So you can put your initials in. Like the arcade. Would like to see the scoreboard stay up for a little bit longer. But there we go. I beat 5 as Animal. So there you go. That was the Rumble. So we've got really good story mode. You've got an arcade mode where you climb a ladder. The Rumble mode, you can play single matches against people. There's a lot to do here. As I say, they are working hard on bringing more wrestlers over. I know they've got a couple lined up already. I think they're going to be free DLC. Talking about more rings as well. But they're just collecting loads of ideas from fans at the moment. Just to put more in the game as well. But as it is at the moment, it's an excellent game. Probably the best wrestling game on the Switch. There's not much to choose from. But it's right up there. And if you're a fan of wrestling or WrestleFest from back in the day, massively, massively recommend it. Great team as well. As I say, they're really committed to this game. So get behind it and see if you can make it even better. So that is RetroMania Wrestling. As I say, it's out now on the Nintendo Switch. Check it out. If you enjoyed the video, please leave me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment below if you've got any questions or anything you want to talk about. And please subscribe if you're new around here. Nearly at 10,000. So we'd love to tick over that mark pretty soon. But all that's left to say is thanks for watching, and I will see you all soon. Cheers, everyone. Bye-bye.